Hey there guys, my name's EarthToLydia and welcome back to another Dead by Daylight update video. What did I say in the last video? I said it's not usually an awful lot of time between seeing concept art for updated realms and actually getting in-game pictures. Now there's not actually confirmation that these are in-game pictures, but the developers have released some more images of what the Coldwind Farm graphical update is going to look like. And it's not just Thompson House this time. We've actually got a sneak peek at what all of the maps are going to look like, except for Rancid Abattoir at the minute, but that is what we're going to be going over today. So the first image that we have is of Thompson House, which we saw the designs for in the last update video. And here we can see it a little bit more fully fleshed out. So it looks like now we actually have an enclosed porch space. So it looks like you can't just jump off any old side of the steps anymore. You do actually have to make a choice on whether or not you're going to jump off of the elevated part or whether you're going to run all the way down to the bottom of the steps. It also looks like we have a side door as well with some steps too, but, and I've not seen anybody else pick up on this yet, that looks like it could be a breakable wall. It doesn't look like an open doorway, but of course that could just be the lighting. As we know, when the devs have been graphically updating the maps, they have been introducing breakable walls in each of them, so that could be very likely. As we can also see, that little drop down window is still there. Now there is a roof directly beneath it, however it does actually look like there's a hole in that roof, so I don't think you'll be able to crouch out on there and try to get the killer to chase you. I think it will be that you drop straight down onto the porch beneath you, but other than that it looks relatively the same. It looks like we still have that pallet loop off to the side as well, just between those hay bales and where those little gas canisters are, and beyond that is probably the jungle gym that we know to be there as well. Moving on to the next map, the next picture that we have is of Cowshed. Again, it doesn't really look like there's much structurally different to this. So as you can see, these hay bales on that cart in the front, usually there's a pallet that spawns in between them. Not always, but sometimes. Also, the hay bales behind them sometimes spawn a little totem there. And then generally speaking, there's a gen in the middle of all those. So far, it does just look like a graphical update mostly. There doesn't appear to be that much different in terms of the actual loops or placement of most of these buildings. But the next map that we are going to take a look at is Torment Creek. Now, something that does seem brand new to me here are these little corn teepee type structures. We don't really have anything like that in the game at the minute, so that could be something new. Also, there's usually quite a bit of corn on either side of the silo here, but it doesn't look like there is in this. So I don't know, maybe these little like corn teepees are taking the place of the corn, but who knows for certain. This does still look very similar to the layout that we've got already. We could probably see a breakable wall just behind those boxes in the middle there. Usually that's a window point that spawns, which has a door frame right next to it. I can see that being turned into a breakable wall now. Obviously, I don't know that for certain. That is complete speculation from me, but I wouldn't be surprised. And onto our final image, we have Rotten Fields. Now, like I said in my last video as well, I wanted to see if they'd add anything in that made it a little bit more unique, some more discernible landmarks on this map, as it doesn't really have any of its own yet, and it looks like that's what we're getting. Now, I could be reading this completely the wrong way, but it looks like all of this stuff in the foreground is unlike anything we've seen on any other map yet. As you can see, we've got the cow tree in the background as well, which looks like it's just been a little bit remastered, but the killer shack, that looks pretty impressive. As you can see, they've kind of changed the shape of the roof and made it a little bit more unique, but the one thing that's glaringly obvious to me here that does concern me a bit is the corn. While it is absolutely beautiful, I can't help but notice it looks a little bit thicker than usual. Now, of course, it could just be the angle. There could be some smaller clusters of corn in there, but to me, it looks a little bit thicker and harder to see through than normal, or what we've already got in the game. And that worries me a little bit from a killer point of view. Now, I could be completely wrong here. Maybe they've got different heights of corn that I'm just not seeing too well. They could also have smaller clusters, but just from this angle, it looks quite dense. And of course, the other thing that is ever present in all of these images is that it really does look the most like a daytime map. Now, obviously, it's not the middle of the day. It kind of looks a bit dusky, but it does seem like it has a little bit more of a defined daytime feel than we have in the game right now. And that, to me, I love that vibe. It's giving me very Midsummer by Ari Aster vibes. If anybody's seen that movie, it's a horror movie that's set entirely in the daytime, and that is exactly what I'm getting from these pictures. I think it'd be really interesting as well to see a thoroughly defined daytime realm too. So I hope that's what they're going for. But anyway, as always, I want to hear your feedback in the comments section below. If you do like these types of update videos, make sure to subscribe. We're getting so close to 10k, and I'd love to hear if you want to see more updates like this. As always, my social medias are linked in the description below, and I want to thank you all for making it this far into the video. So until next time, take care guys.